Hello, so we're going to do a little abs blast. You're going to need one weight. I've got a 2 kilogram hand weight, that's going to be plenty. Anything up to about 3 would be pushing it, so 2 is quite heavy for this. This exercise, this little sequence is going to be fine for you if you have a diastasis, as long as you haven't given birth in the last 12 weeks, in which case please speak to somebody like me directly. Okie dokes. For now though, we're going to have a lie down on the mat, onto our backs, with our knees into our chest. We're going to take our weight and place it just here between the shins. Now the further away you take your weight from your knees, the harder this will be, so feel free to change the position of the weight as you go along. The arms are going to open a little bit wider than the mat. Breathe in as you bring your knees towards your chest. Breathe out, reach the knees over the hips, engaging the pelvic floor and the tummy as you do. Don't go any further than that though. We'll come back in, breathing in as you bring the knees in, breathing out as you bring the knees forward, pressing the ribs, the shoulder blades, and the back of the pelvis into the mat. We've got 3 more like this. We're going to focus on using the tummy muscles rather than the hip flexors, so we're creating a little bit of a curve to the very lowest part of the spine, helping us to press the lower back towards the floor. Last one here. Okay, awesome. We're going to turn this into TikTok. Take a breath. As you exhale, the knees roll towards me, the head rolls away from me, just about halfway. Hold it, exhale everything. Breathe in, bring the knees back to the center. Breathe out, knees roll away from me, head rolls towards me. We'll keep on like this. Now, here and there during this video, you might hear some giggles in the background. We are, of course, in lockdown, so I have my gorgeous little mini-me watching something apparently hilarious on the iPad. Don't forget these deep exhales. Really using the obliques and that power you give them with the exhale to hold the legs for just that moment. And one final roll away from me. Awesome work. If the weight is getting a bit much, take it away. If you want a bit more, slide it down towards the ankles. We're going into corkscrew, last one of these here. Breathing in as the knees circle to the right, over the tummy. Breathing out as they circle to the left and over the hips. Trying as much as we can to keep the shoulders and the upper back lovely and stable. Getting a full inhale for half of that circle and a full exhale for the other. Last 2 this way. Of course you're feeling your quads. Don't be surprised by that. You're using your quads to hold that weight up, even to hold your lower legs up. Hold it here in reverse, exhaling over to the right. Inhale, back to the left. Using everything that you've got in the ribs, the diaphragm, transversus. We've got 1 more circle to go. Excellent work, everybody. Bring the knees into the chest, take the weight down to the side. We really need to release off these quads, so what better way to do that than a nice bridge? Peel the spine away from the floor, press the hips into the air. Feel as though you're reaching the knees over the toes and engage the glutes, helping you to open up those hip flexors. And we'll hold it there for a moment or 2. Let the glutes activate. Ready to slowly melt the spine back down to the ground with control. Awesome. So take your weight again. We're going to stay where we are. We're going to hold it in both hands. We're going to take a breath in. As you exhale, plunge your rib cage back into the mat. Connect the spine to the floor. The arms are going to reach back past the head to just the point where you feel as though the ribs might lift. Pause here, get rid of every drop of air. Hold your position with that exhale and breathe in, bring the arms back. So now we know what our furthest point back is. We can float the knees over the hips. Feel free to just float one leg if you prefer. We'll take a breath in to prepare. As you breathe out, the arms float back and one leg stretches forward. Think pressing your leg through wet, soggy cotton wool. Breathe in as the arms come back to where they started. The knee goes to where it started. Breathe out as we press the leg and the arms away. Opposite side now. Breathing in as you bring the arms and the leg back. Now, keep going, by the way, keep switching legs. Of course, I'm trying to do the perfect version for you, so my arms and leg are going quite far away from the center, but if yours end up somewhere here, that's absolutely no problem at all. I want you to work, but I also want to keep your spine safe. That's my number one priority. Last one on each side now. Really dig deep into that exhale. Lovely work. So now, take your left hand down to the floor. We're going to leave the right arm in the air. Take an exhale as the right arm reaches back. Now feel that, sorry, I'm going to give you a break there, sorry about this. So, we're going to take the weight into the right hand, take both hands down to the floor, take a breath in. As you exhale, just the left leg and the right arm reach away from center, taking them to just that point where you regain or keep hold of control. Breathe in as the arm comes back to where it started and the knee too. We're going to carry on the same sides for another 4. Feeling the connection between left hip and right rib cage, using that band of connection, of muscle connection, to really hold the spine into the mat. My 2 kilogram weight is starting to feel very heavy indeed, but very satisfying. Last 2. And here we go. So the left knee comes back. Feel free to pop the left foot on the floor if you wish. Otherwise, we'll hold it up. Right hand comes down by your side. So does the left. We'll take a breath in to prepare. And when you're ready to exhale, right leg, left arm, stretch away from center. And we'll bring it back for 5. Nice and slow, no rush. Making sure that the neck bones press towards the mat as well. Imagining that the bones, the muscles around the neck bones are actually part of your core. In the Pilates world, that's absolutely true. Very nice, okie dokes. So we can bring the feet down to the floor, coming into our last exercise. So we'll come onto the elbow now. We're going to pop the weight down just in front of us here. We're going to straighten out the top leg, position our elbow so that when we shrug our shoulder, the shoulder is over the floor, not the elbow, see? And then as we push ourselves away from the mat using our lats, our obliques, our glutes, we can hold it here. Reach the top arm up and over. Sweep the arm forward, take hold of the weight. Sweep the leg back and feel the stretch through the side. Take a breath in. As you breathe out, the arm and the leg reach up and about 45 degrees to the floor in line with the shoulder and the hip. We'll breathe in, bring the arm and the leg forward and back. Breathe out as they come back to where they started. We've got 3 more to do. Really working the back of the waist now. Working the abs to keep those hips high. Last 2 now. And then we can bring it all the way down. Take a little stretch up and over, sinking that hip into the floor, reaching the fingers to the corner of the room. So we'll come to the other side of the mat now. Come down onto the elbow. Shoulder shrug towards the ear, elbow underneath the ribs. Weight is just ahead of you. Good. So we're ready to push away from the mat. Raise the hips. Reach the top arm up and over. Stretch out the top leg. Find your position, because we know we need the balance here. Reach forward for the weight. Reach back with the leg. Breathe in. Breathe out. Arm and leg come up to your star for 5. Breathe in to bring them down, filling the back of the ribs with air. Breathe out, working that connection between the top shoulder and the lower hip. That's our posterior oblique subsystem. If you've got nothing to do later, look that up along with the anterior oblique subsystem. It's fascinating reading. Last two. Nearly there. Arm and the leg can come all the way down. Hips can come down. Let's use the weight to help us into our side bend. And you're done.